You're listening to Answering the Call, the official podcast of the 12th Man Foundation. Our show provides listeners with an insider perspective of Texas A&M athletics and its greatest supporters. This podcast will bring you exclusive interviews with coaches, athletes, donors, and the dedicated staff of Aggie Athletics and the 12th Man Foundation. You ready? Let's dive into today's episode. Howdy, and welcome back to another episode of Answering the Call, the official podcast of the 12th Man Foundation. This is your host, Ivy Robinson, and today I am in studio with Texas A&M Track and Field student athlete Camryn Dickson. Camryn, thank you so much for taking the time to come on the show and share your story today.
Thank you for having me.
We are so excited, and let's kick things off with a fun question.
Okay.
What is a surprising fact about yourself that you think not many people know?
I think a surprising fact is that I love milk. Yeah, that's all I'll say about that.
Okay, so milk, but let's get specific, okay? We're talking 2%, we're talking coconut milk, almond milk.
I love all milk, honestly. Like 2% is probably my favorite.
Whole milk?
But whole milk gets the job done, 1%, reduced fat, whatever you give, I love it.
So you love all of it.
I don't discriminate.
Okay.
I love the milk.
Interesting. Do you drink milk with every single meal, or is it you have to drink
when I was
only...
younger, I used to you're gonna think I'm really weird.
No,
this is a crazy way to start, but but I'm gonna tell you.
I love it.
I used to dip everything in milk when I was younger, really young. So now I don't do that. I promise I don't do that anymore. When I was younger,
sure?
I used to dip chicken nuggets. I'm telling you, anything I would dip it in milk. But I've grown away from that. I just like a little milk. Some
milk
here and
girl.
there,
You got strong bones. Right?
Yes, very strong.
Okay, well, we'll stop talking about milk. We'll get on to some different questions. So, Camryn, can you tell our listeners, tell us what you run?
Yeah, I'm a short sprinter, so I run the 100, 200, and I'll run the 4x1 and then the long relay, which is the 4x4.
And do you have a favorite, or have you come to appreciate one race more than the others over the years, or do you just love all of them equally?
I've always loved the 200. That was always my favorite. This year I've grown to like the 100. That's been pretty cool. And then I love a 4x1. I love to run in it because it goes by so fast, but you really feel like you're doing something in that race. I don't know. I like the competition of it. So yeah, but my favorite would be the 200 for sure.
Yeah, man, the 200, what a race.
Yes.
Tell us about tell us about the relay teams, who's on the team, and tell us about your team chemistry.
So on the 4x1, we have me, Jasmine Montgomery, Bria Bullard, Latasha Smith, and then we'll also have other people who can be on the relay like Jaya and Jasmine and stuff. So that's on our short relay. And then our long relay, we have me, same three girls, honestly, me, Jazz, Latasha, Jaden Wood, Kennedy Wade. So that's kind of the short sprint squad as a whole anyway. And we all are we all just like to have fun together. Honestly, we all went to watch the Lilo and Stitch movie last night, and it was so cute. Oh my God, you'll have to watch it.
How was it?
It was so cute. I mean, I want a little Stitch. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I really loved the movie. It was just so cute, and the live action was perfect. It was really good. But yeah, we all went to watch a movie last night, and we just
are really close.
Yeah, and we like to play games a lot. That's kind of our thing. We all are
game nights.
Game nights are really big around here. So yeah, we just laugh a lot around each other.
I love that. Do you think that speaks to just the entire culture of the track and field program as a whole here?
Yeah, I would definitely say so. I think we also try really hard to make sure we have that bond and chemistry, because that just makes everything more fun. I mean, we're all going out there dying at practice and in the heat together and struggling. So, I mean, having a bond with each other and just making it easier to get through, those hard times is really important. Yeah.
Okay, I know you're from Friendswood, Texas. Yes. Can you tell us a little bit about what it was like growing up there? Tell me about your family, your high school, what you did as a kid. Tell us the background story there.
So growing up in Friendswood, it was really cool. I mean, I was in a pretty big district. Honestly, Clear Creek ISD was really big. We were all pretty spread out. I went to elementary school with all of my friends, and then my 5th grade year, I went to a different elementary school. Then we all met back up in middle school. So I've been with my friends for a long time. And then I was zoned to a different school in high school, but I wanted to stay with my friends. So I got a transfer to stay at Clearbrook and go there and stuff. And so, I mean, it was really fun growing up out there. My family, I have 2 sisters, 1 brother. I'm the youngest middle. So it's like my older sister, my oldest brother, me, my little sister. And then both my loving, amazing parents. I mean, we're all really close. Like we all just, again, I'm very competitive. So we're always, playing games and stuff like that. My parents always just been so supportive and like just helping us achieve our goals and our dreams and just whatever we aspire to be, like they're there to help us 100% and do whatever they can. I never like had to really worry about much growing up just because they tried to make it as easy as possible. Like just go to school, play a sport, and be a kid, have fun.
Don't worry about
anything
else.
I was kind of blessed in that aspect to where I didn't have to like think too much about anything else other than just being like a good person. But yeah, I mean, I had a fun time, honestly. I think I experienced so many like good things in high school and just met so many great people, especially like in the summer track world and everything else. So yeah, that's great.
Yeah. When did you first start running track? How did you get into that specifically?
Okay, the story is that I was running around the house, like, just always racing and stuff. So my godmom, she took me to the track. They were having like some type of track practice, and I was out there running, and my godmom brought me back. She's tired, my mom, and she's like, you need to put this girl in track. And so that's just how it was. I mean, I never really took it seriously, probably up until like middle school is when I started to actually think, okay, this is something I can do. I was really just having fun competing, running, racing people. I mean, I was like always winning. So I was like, why not keep doing it? It's fun. I'm getting a ribbon. I'm getting a medal. Like it was really, really fun. And then I'm also out there just playing games with my friends too. So it was just a fun little game for me. And then it became more serious in like middle school.
Yeah. Did any of your siblings also run track?
My older sister probably ran in middle school. My little sister ran a little in middle school, but like I was like the only one who ran. Yeah.
But that was your thing. Track
that
was
was
your
my thing. Yes.
What about your parents? Were they athletes?
My mom, she did cheer. Like my older sister did cheer as well. And then she swears that she ran. Mom, I don't believe you ran. I'm not you didn't. I know you didn't. And that's okay. That's okay. And my dad, he ran a little bit, but his dad was like really fast. And that's like back when they were running like yards and stuff. So he was really fast. And he showed me like all their, his newspapers. Like he was in the newsletters and stuff like that. Talking about like the school records they broke and stuff. So he was pretty fast back in the day. I'm going to say that I got it from him. But I'm going to say I got it from him. My mom is athletic, but I know she didn't run. She swear I know she did.
You mentioned your parents really poured into you and your siblings and wanted to encourage the passions and the interests that y'all had. Tell us like how you saw that play out in your childhood. Like when you decided track was going to be your thing, like what did they do to help you really chase after that dream and support you?
Honestly, okay, I know one thing for sure was like my dad would always, after every season, he would have like these questions for me like, do you still want to do this? Like, is it something you still enjoy? Just to make sure that I still enjoyed something that I said I want to set out to do long term. Like, make sure this is something that you still love and appreciate so, you don't get lost in it. So I always appreciate and think about how important they thought it was that I was, happy and enjoying what I was doing. But they also always, made sure I was getting to practice, on time. And I'd had a trainer at one point and he was probably like an hour away or something. Like they're always making so many sacrifices. And I know it wasn't cheap either. I mean, I don't know what the cost of anything was, but they always made sure that I had what I needed, like a new pair of spikes, a new pair of shoes, just making sure they were there. And then also the biggest thing was just supporting and like showing up to the track meets and being the last one there, having my face on a shirt or like on the stick, the little fan faces. So I always felt so loved. And it's kind of like become a thing where I just know that they'll be there. Like, I don't say I'm expecting it, but I am. Like, they've kind of set the tone. So I know, like, if I don't have anybody else, I have my family there. And that's, like, been a really big thing just with anything I've done, whether it be sports or something academic or anything that I want. They make sure that they're, like, there and present. So I think that's the biggest thing is just the continued support and intention with it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I love what you said there, like the intentionality of it.
Yeah.
My family taught me growing up, family is everything and family is forever. And so it's so important to like develop those relationships and support each other because they're blood, you know, and that's encouraging that you had such a great supportive family growing up. What's something about your hometown or upbringing that has stuck with you to this day?
The friendliness of it all. I mean, I kind of had to be like this more friendly just because we were in a big area, so you got to make friends and, talk to people and just make these connections. And I think being able to do that really helped me with coming to a bigger school and Again, having to learn how to make friends and just talk to people and, build these connections. But you never know who you might need or who might need you or who's, out there just listening and watching.
Right.
So, I mean, that was definitely something that carried over just to coming into Texas A&M.
Well, speaking of coming into Texas A&M, I want to ask you about your recruitment process and the journey to getting to Aggieland. Yeah. Tell us about your recruitment process.
My recruitment process was crazy, honestly, because it was like after COVID. So it's kind of like things are going back to normal a little bit, but not really. So people are like coming to your house first for like home visits. And I always tell people it feels like you're in like all these different relationships. Like it was just like every school reaching out. And I was so grateful just for any call or any text that I got. So, I mean, to get as many offers as I got, I was really like blessed. And it was just things it was from schools that, you grew up watching and you grew up seeing them do these things. And I'm like, you want me to come do that too? Oh my gosh, like that's amazing. So yeah, it was really crazy. I let myself get a little overwhelmed in the beginning, which, I mean, it's so new. Of course, you're overwhelmed, but my parents really helped me just try to stay focused and, just live in the moment, live in what's going on right now and what's in front of you. And then try to figure out like where I wanted to go. It took me a second to realize I didn't want to be far from my family. I mean, I knew, but then once I took like my first visit, I went to Georgia for my first visit. It was out of state and everything. And I'm like, it felt really good, but yeah, I can't be this far from my family. Like there's no way. So then I just told the other schools that were out of state, I'm like, it just won't work. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. And so I just stuck to the in-state schools in Texas and Baylor and here. And yeah, I just tried to stay as close to home as possible. Mm-hmm. And it was a crazy experience. I mean, none of us had experienced that. Like, we don't know how to navigate this. Like, we can ask for advice and stuff, but we kind of had to figure it out on our own and understand, like, what to ask and how to make sure somebody's being, authentic. You really had to trust yourself and trust, like, your upbringing and trust just your intuition, honestly.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was it about Texas A&M that made it feel like home to you?
I just felt so comfortable. Like, Coach Kerr and Coach, like, they really showed how much they wanted me here. And I couldn't ask for anything more, honestly. Like, all these schools had the great facilities and the great, anything you could imagine. Everything you need is right there. But it was really just how I felt as the person and how I felt, like, not just as an athlete, but as, like, just the human being that I am and who really wanted to see me, graduate and get this degree or really use these resources that they have here. So I just felt so much more comfortable. And I didn't want to be in a big city either. I learned that as I was recruiting. I'm like, oh, that fast, loud. Mm-hmm. I wanted to be somewhere chill and just calm.
Right. Yes. Where you have some scenery, some landscape, some quiet spaces. Do you have any favorite spots or things to do in this area to kind of like get away or decompress? Or
I like to chill up on my rooftop. Like, we have a pool, so I like to chill there. I also like to be around an Aggie Park. I know in between classes I'll come and sit over here all the time. So
Isn't
it's like
beautiful.
It's so pretty. I mean, and it feels so good, like the breeze coming through and everything. I mean, it's a lot of different things. Some of my friends will go to like Andy's sometimes, just to chill out there.
What's your go-to order at Andy's?
Chocolate and then the brownies inside.
Oh, and it's like tried that.
I haven't got it in a while because like I gotta stay away.
Yes,
but
yes.
I love that one. It's so good. I think it's called a concrete. That's what I'll get.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Yes.
I've gotten a concrete before where it's like strawberry and chocolate and maybe some brownie too. I don't know what it's called, but I love like the strawberry chocolate combo. It's like
sounds amazing.
My fave. Going back to Texas A&M and when you got here, when did you make your official visit to Texas A&M?
Do you remember that game where we played Alabama and we won? And
we
stormed the field.
Yes.
That game.
October
that was my
2021?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was my visit. And I actually I kind of picked my visits a little bit based off of like, what the good games will be, just so it can be like, you get the full experience,
Yes.
I'm glad I picked that game because we actually like ran on the field and everything. It was so fun. Like, I could explain it. The crowd was going crazy. Even after the game, like the whole streets, like I didn't know that the streets would get blocked off. The streets are blocked off. Like everything was going insane. But yeah, that game was insane. But that's when I took my visit.
What a game to have a visit.
My dad was like, Camryn, not every game is going to be like this. Please remember. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about right now. Like, this is the best thing I've ever seen.
Were you ready to, commit right after that game?
I was so ready. I was like, oh, this is crazy. This is the vibe. And everybody was so like, even when they were losing, or even when we were like, not even when we were losing, like even when people were saying, oh, they're going to lose. You wouldn't know. You would think that we were like undefeated the whole season, the way that the fans and everybody like poured into that game. So yes, I learned anything is possible.
Oh, yes. I mean, that 12 man, they show up and
Yes.
our fans, the Aggie fans, they are extremely loyal. And
Yes, they
how
are.
have you seen that type of support show up for meets?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's crazy. Like, you'll be out there and it's these little kids and they're like asking you to sign. Like, we'll have these meet day posters and ask you to sign. I'm like, oh, yes, of course. It's just so much support and love. Even on social media, like a random person will just say, oh, I watched your race or something like that. And always supporting the Aggies. And even if they're not here and far, they're still supporting. So, and you always feel that love, honestly. We'll be at different meets out of state and it's still an Aggie somewhere wishing us luck, So it's awesome.
Yeah, you can always, I mean, Texas A&M, that Aggie network, you can just make an instant connection with people like in
Absolutely.
airports. I don't know if that's happened to you. It's happened to me before.
Yes. We travel. We go anytime we travel, we're in an airport and we can always be spotted by another Aggie. So yeah.
Coming up and saying gig 'em or
Yes.
howdy. Yeah,
Yes.
that's great. Camryn, what are you studying here at Texas A&M? What's your major?
I'm studying sociology.
Great. Do you
Yes.
have a favorite class?
I really liked this last class. It was like a women's gender class. And it was just really interesting. I kind of just learned about a lot of like different aspects of like how different genders are affected or how little they, get treated and stuff like that. So it was really interesting. I mean, I learned a lot about like the maternal mortality rate and stuff in this last class. And it kind of just like really opened my eyes to a lot of different things just regarding being a woman in the healthcare, So it was really interesting this last class. Honestly, a lot of these classes are interesting though. Just learning about society in general. It's just, yeah.
How have you balanced the demands of being an athlete and a student?
I really had to be honest with myself, just like knowing, okay, how much time do you really need to do this? Because if you try to rush it, then, so I had to learn the balance of just pleasure and school. Like you had to really just balance. Because obviously there's a big chunk of your day taken out just for practice alone. So then if that leaves a little time for yourself, and you have to know when to do the work and when to, chill. So I definitely had to learn that, especially my freshman year. So yeah.
We're sitting in the Adams Houston Academic and Wellness Center. Have you utilized some of the resources here? Obviously academic advisors are here. Do you come here to study? Like, how has this building and the staff here helped you better yourself as a student and an athlete?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I come up here and use these study rooms all the time. I have online classes too, and it's better to come up here and do my work than to be at home trying to do it in my bed or like on my desk. Even on my desk, I get distracted. So it's better just to come up here, get the work done, and like do all that. Tutors, if I need it, I know that they'll have them. I've used every single floor of this. I go to sports psych, and even in sports psychs though, there are these amazing massage chairs.
Okay, Terrence Keel told us about this too.
Amazing. Relaxing, very relaxing. Will get you ready for the rest of your day. So yeah, I mean, it's all just a blessing to have all of this here, and you can utilize it. It's up to you to utilize it, but when you do, it's really helpful.
Absolutely. Yeah. I feel like, I mean, we talked to many athletes on this podcast, and they just talk about how this space specifically has just been revolutionary, and it's just helped them so much in terms of staying on track with school. And then, I mean, we can't forget like Clark Nutrition Center in this building as well. Like Clark being able to come here and have team meals together.
It's really a blessing because a lot of schools, they don't get like, let alone 3 meals a day. They don't get like as many in a week, or like they only get breakfast or maybe just lunch or dinner, so we get every single meal, and you don't really have to worry or want for anything. And that's something that I probably wouldn't realize until I didn't have it, but like, that's crazy to me, just not even having that as a resource, because I come here and I feast. I get what I need. So that's amazing.
Well, many of our listeners on this show are 12-Man Foundation donors who give back because they want y'all to have the very best of the best. And what would be your message to them if you could talk to them directly in terms of your gratitude and how you feel for their level of support, because it's just, as we both know, it's just elite.
Yeah. I would say shout out you guys. Y'all are doing y'all's big one, because that is really a blessing. Like, we really are blessed to have for people who they don't even know, just people who they want to see succeed and be the best that they can be. So, I mean, it's really awesome to have you guys really support and pour into us. And hopefully we're doing y'all proud out there in whatever our respective, sports are. And we're just out there trying to make you guys proud.
What do you think has been your proudest moment so far as a student athlete at Texas A&M? If you could pick one.
My proudest moment, I'm going to take it back to around Christmas time. The track team, we all raise money and we'll give to this. I believe the name of the organization is Everyday Life. It's this boys' housing. And it's like if they're taken out of their families, they have to be taken away from their families because their parents are in like a dispute or they're going through divorce or something. And they'll send them to this house. And it's not too far out of College Station. And we'll all get together, put some money together, go buy gifts, and then wrap the gifts. I think they range from a lot of different ages, but I know for sure it's like middle school to high school in there. And like we'll go there and we'll spend some time with them. I remember we raced them 2 years ago. I want to say 2 years ago we raced them. And like it was just like they had so much energy. And you'd think like a lot of them would be, down around this time of year, but a lot of them had a really good energy to them and stuff that you get to give them their gifts and stuff like that. And I mean, it's not something that we all like put out there and, say this is what we're doing, but it's something that the track team does. That's something that I didn't know I was coming into, but I'm so proud that I'm a part of that. And that's something that will carry on, for traditions to come. So yeah, that's something that, especially during that time, you never know what somebody's going through. And so I'm just very happy that I'm able to like give, even if you're not able to make it, to go give the gifts to them on that day. Like if you can't make it, you can't make it. But just to be able to give what we can to, make their Christmas as special as they can. That's awesome.
That is incredible. Yeah. And what a great tradition that the track and field team has.
Yes.
I mean, being able to impact your community in such a selfless way, right? And something just as small as a gift can truly just light up a kid's and a child's day. And it sounds like what you're saying, like they could be going through some really difficult things. And the fact that y'all want to come together as a team and make that impact is truly remarkable.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I mean, continuing on the topic, the younger generations and giving back and being a mentor, a part of being a collegiate athlete, as involves significant mentorship and camaraderie. So have there been any key mentors or teammates that have impacted your experience at Texas A&M?
Someone like Maymay, she was just such a sweet person, like in general. And I just kind of always admired how happy she was all the time and like how kind she was to, anybody that she met. So, I mean, people like that.
And now what did she do?
She was a 400-meter runner. She only had indoor this year. But yeah, just like she was the first person to come to mind just because I love how she was just so caring and sweet.
Yeah. Have you taken on any mentorship roles for younger upcoming athletes?
Yeah, a lot of them will like reach out to me and I try to just reply back and give as much detail as possible, with whatever question that they're asking. But yeah, I mean, I definitely try to be just that person that you feel like you can come to, and just ask any question. Anybody coming into A&M or like anybody that I've hosted to come on a visit, even if they don't come here, they know like they can reach out to me for any questions that they have. So, I mean, just trying to take over that role is kind of crazy because I'm like, really, I guess I've been here long enough to where I, kind of know a few things. But yeah, that's definitely... You saying that is crazy to think about.
Right, that you've become evolved into that person that now younger generations are looking up to and reaching out to for advice.
Yes, absolutely.
That's such a surreal feeling, I'm
yeah,
sure.
It is. Yes, it is.
Let's talk about a little bit NIL. As we both know, it has significantly impacted the landscape of college athletics. Can you tell us how NIL has possibly played a role in your student-athlete experience and journey so far?
Yeah, I mean, it's just been a lot of great opportunities. You get to meet a lot of different people and companies and just make a lot of friends, too. It makes you, I don't want to say it makes you want to, like, run faster, but in a way it does. Like, that some opportunities will come, if you know what I'm saying? But no, it's been really awesome just even to make these connections. I did something with On, I want to say 2 years ago, and like we got all these clothes and they paid us for like the commercial and the photo shoot, and it was just really fun, like just to do that. That was my first experience with that, and it makes you want to do more things like that, or it makes you realize maybe this isn't like how I want to, do it. But it's been awesome just to have that be something that you can have,
to capitalize upon as a college student athlete. What do you think you've learned about branding yourself as a student athlete through this era of college athletics? And how do you think it's going to benefit you for the long run?
I think it's definitely taught me like just stay true to who you are, because what's meant for you will like come to you. Whatever is supposed to happen is going to happen. But yeah, I definitely think as long as you like are staying true to yourself, it makes it less stressful because, what's supposed to come will come. I just think, like, again, you just never know who you might, need just for something random, So I think all these connections that I'm being able to make and all these people I'm being able to meet and learn from is really going to be impactful just in whatever I decide to do, whether that be like, honestly, anything that you decide to do, it can be very impactful. So I really think that it's just awesome to have that opportunity right here. Yeah.
I want to ask you something before we wrap up today. I've got to know your perspective on the indoor R.A. Murray Faskin track and field,
Yes.
and then E.B. Cushing Stadium. How do those two facilities compare to other places you've competed at?
I mean, I don't think there is a comparison. It is so amazing especially to see how fast they built it to start there. Like they didn't waste any time. I mean, they got right to it and they built it in probably about a year, and it was just amazing to see. I really saw every stage of it. I mean, we're watching it literally build like from the ground up, and it was just awesome to see. I really think it's just also a blessing to have people pour into, again, your sport and want you to have these amazing facilities to train in, these amazing places for people to come and compete at. So I couldn't even put into words how grateful I am just to be somewhere where that's like even possible. Because a lot of places that's building a whole new indoor. I mean, you got an outdoor track. What do you need an indoor track for, So it's just amazing to have that right in your backyard. Like, oh, we're going to practice on the indoor today. Or like to have that option is crazy.
Yeah, it just attests to the amazing, generous donors and supporters we have at Texas A&M who want to have elite facilities for our student athletes. And you mentioned the people who do pour back into those projects, and specifically for the R.A. Murray Faskin Indoor Track and Field and for E.B. Cushing. Amy and Tim Leach, they generously donated the lead gift to help fund both of those facilities.
Yeah.
And they're also, for those of y'all listening and didn't know, they're also the 2024 E. Kingill Award recipients at the 12th Man Foundation. So if you want to learn more about Amy and Tim Leach, you can go to our website. There's an article about them, a video about them, but we thank them so much for their generous commitment to Texas A&M athletics and for bettering our student athletes.
Absolutely.
And to wrap up today, Camryn, tell us what your goals are for the remainder of your time here at Texas A&M, and then what your goals are beyond your time as a collegiate student athlete.
My goals are, I want to win like a team title. I want to win SECs. I want to win a national title as a team. I want to do that on my own as well, but I want the team to do it as well, because I just know the potential that we all have and how hard we work, and you want to see that just come to life right in front of you. I want to break a school record in the 1 and the 2. In the 4x1, I want to I never paid attention to the records and stuff like for the 100 because that wasn't like my better event. So then once I started running fast stuff, I looked and I'm like, wait, that's so doable, Kim. Like if you really just put your mind to it. And that one thing about me, once I see it, like now I'm going for it and I'm going to go get it. 10:94. Okay. 10:94, 10:95. Either way, I'm going to run 10:09 low and get it. And that's just going to be what it is. And I'm sorry to whoever. I'm sorry.
Previously said that.
Yes. But yeah, I'm like, I can so do it. And then our last home meet, like I was running in, the clock stopped at like 10:97 and it rounded up to 11:04. But either way, I'm like 10, like that was 10. Okay, cool. I'm going to do it. And I know I can. I mean, it's just all a matter of putting the whole race together and executing exactly what I've been training to do. So yes, go out there and leave a legacy. Just leave my name and all over on those record books as many times as possible, as fast as possible, and just give, people something to strive for. I mean, now you see something faster, go strive for that, and just to keep making this program just as amazing as it is, and just keep adding to that legacy and of the ones who came before me who really paved the way and made Texas A&M Track and Field kind of what it is. And I just want to leave my mark and stamp that for myself. And after college, I want to keep running and run for as long as I can and go into the medical field in some way. I've always wanted to help as much as I can. So I never wanted to be a doctor. But if I can, help in some way, I would love to do that. So, yeah.
Well, good for you. And I know we have so many people who will be cheering you on along the way. So many people listening to this very podcast who are so proud of you and can't wait to see you achieve great things during the remainder of your time at Texas A&M and beyond.
Thank you.
And then finally, one more question. What makes you proud to be an Aggie and represent this university?
What makes me proud to be an Aggie is just the pride that we all have to be an Aggie. You know that when you say you're an Aggie or with that A&M on your chest, that it means more than just yourself. Like, it's bigger than yourself. You're getting out there and you're representing your school, you're representing your teammates, your coaches, and just everyone here, not just your team, but like everyone who supports you. So, I mean, that's really important. I think everyone knows that, and everyone really channels that when they put that jersey on or put that uniform on in whatever regard, or even when you're just walking on the street in the A&M Track and Field shirt, you're like, you know that you're representing something way bigger than yourself, and you really want to make sure that people know this is who we are and this is how we're going to do it.
Well, Camryn, thank you so much again for your time today. This has been a great conversation,
yes,
and thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of Answering the Call. If you're enjoying the show, please rate and follow us on your podcast streaming platform of choice so you can be the first to know when a new episode drops. As always, a big thank you to our incredible podcast producer, Megan Rohde, to 12 Man Productions and Texas A&M Athletics NIL Department. We also extend our heartfelt gratitude to every donor and season ticket holder for always answering the call through loyal support of Texas A&M Athletics and our student athletes. We will be back soon with more content. Thanks and gig 'em.